2018 Buick Cascada review. We such as the idea of the affordable convertible. Even so, the Cascada has lots of flaws to win us over. The 2018 Buick Cascada offers to be an inexpensive four-person luxury convertible. Unfortunately, under its sleek shell, the Buick Cascada can be an aging vehicle that isn't up on the standards of the market today. It simply can't compete when it comes to price, performance, comfort, features or quality. We do such as the Cascada's abnormal amounts of interior noise for just a convertible. And, yes, the back is more sizable than other convertibles. But that's provided that you agree to top up motoring and close the partition that permits you to lower your roof. Beyond that, the automobile's substantial weight and small engine conspire, making it slower, less efficient and much less gratifying drive an automobile than its competitors. Meanwhile, the dated interior comes complete with buttons as well as a touchscreen infotainment system that's decidedly a generation behind its surrounding competitors. It doesn't help that this firm seats and hard plastics within don't live around the badge's premium aspirations. Before doing a Cascada, test driving many of the Buick's competitors. The Ford Mustang convertible comes with a more powerful turbocharged four-cylinder engine, much more comfortable front seats, plus a folding roof that will not interfere with trunk space. If you don't such as the sports car look, there is the mini convertible, which feels more premium, is a bit more fun to push, and is also only a bit less utilitarian as opposed to Cascada in the event the top boils down. The Cascada's top trim level is even priced within spitting distance on the Audi A3 Cabriolet, which in base trim offers similar equipment and also a significantly more upscale experience. What's new? For 2018, the Cascada carries over largely unchanged, receiving result-oriented paint and convertible top colors. The base Cascada is the best value. It comes with almost all on the same equipment as being the more expensive trims, and it's also mechanically identical. The upgrade doesn't seem worthwhile for the small amount of extra features, especially considering the navigation method is no great shakes. Trim levels and features. The 2018 Buick Cascada convertible exists in 3 trim levels: base, premium and sport touring. All trims have largely the identical equipment, together with the premium receiving a number of upgrades as well as the sport touring primarily as a possible appearance package. Powering all versions is usually a turbocharged 1.6-litre four-cylinder engine that creates 200 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque. It drives the leading wheels by having a 6-speed automatic transmission. Standard equipment for the base model, termed as simply Cascada, includes 20-inch alloy wheels, a power-operated convertible soft top, adaptive xenon headlights, LED daytime running lights and taillights, heated mirrors, rear parking sensors and remote engine start. Inside, there are dual-zone automatic climate control, leather upholstery, 8-way power and heated front seats, 5050 split folding rear seats, a heated tilt and telescoping leader, a 7-inch touchscreen display with Buick's IntelliLink interface, voice controls, a rear view camera, OnStar with 4G, LTE and Wi-Fi hotspot, plus a 7-speaker subwoofer with a CD player, satellite radio plus a USB media interface. The Cascada Premium adds fog lights, automatic wipers, automatic headlights, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, front and back parking sensors, air deflectors to the front and rear seats, as well as a navigation system. Step around the new sport touring trim so you get a unique paint color and distinctive alloy wheels, special black interior trim and flat bottom leader. Trim tested. Each vehicle typically will come in multiple versions that happen to be fundamentally similar. The S with this review depend on our full test in the 2017 Buick Cascada Sport Touring Red Sport Turbo 1.6 litres inline-4, 6-speed automatic, FWD. Driving. It's heavy, underpowered and saddled, having an indecisive transmission. As such, the Cascada is slow, as well as the numb steering and poor handling don't inspire confidence. Brake pedal feel is often a high point, but poor braking performance undermines that lone plus. This car is clearly intended for cruising. Acceleration. The engine is lackadaisical until it's full of the RPM range, where it sadly sounds unhappy. The transmission is simply too eager to change gears, making gas pedal modulation tougher than it really should be. Our tested 060 miles per hour use of 9.1 seconds definitely makes the Cascada one from the slower cars while traveling. Braking. The firm and responsive brake pedal gives a good amount of feedback and is also undoubtedly the Cascada's strongest dynamic feature. The car remains stable, even during panic stops. Unfortunately, we measured and extended the average stopping distance with this class. Steering. While the steering is precise, it lacks an organic build-up of resistance while you turn the wheel, possesses almost no useful feedback. This makes it tough to judge what's happening at top wheels, also to trust what limited capabilities this car has. Handling. Fiat's generous body roll in turns. The Cascada's SUV-like 4,000 pound curb weight as well as its other dynamic shortcomings conspire for making this a car that is certainly neither capable nor confidence-inspiring. It approaches the brink rapidly along with little warning. Drivability. Even on flat roads, the transmission is virtually always hunting, grabbing an increased gear the second you ease up, then downshifting whenever you ask for also a little bit of power. It's also challenging to judge in which the corners on the car are, that makes maneuvering in tight spaces challenging. Comfort. The Cascada's top does an excellent job of insulating the cabin, along with the seats accommodate numerous body types, though linked with emotions. We're on long drives. The ride quality can be poor, especially in the price. We appreciate that this climate control will depend on buttons, even so the layout isn't very intuitive. Seat comfort. The seats are shaped to match a number of physical structure, however they are a bit flat and firm, which suggests they don't do a lot to improve ride comfort. On longer drives, we also found ourselves fidgeting as being the seats got slightly swampy, the stiffness actually starts to wear you after a while. Ride comfort. The Cascada is able to mitigate larger impacts, though the overall ride feels too stiff-legged and busy. Even on relatively smooth pavement, you are feeling every imperfection. It's not harsh, it also isn't pleasant, and it also feels surprisingly down-market considering our tester's price. Noise and vibration. Noise insulation is good for just a convertible, while using soft top doing an excellent job of keeping out of the sound of traffic. Fiat's noticeable wind, road and tyre noise, but it is on par with what we'd expect out of this class. Climate control. The climate control system successful, managing cabin temperature nicely. While we appreciate tactile interfaces, you can find quite a few buttons, and they are generally not all sensibly organized. There is really a learning curve, but once you receive the hang of it, it's really a straightforward system. Interior. We appreciate the comfortable seating position and well-insulated soft top, but many in the controls are illogically organized, and also the touchscreen is outdated and challenging to reach. The high beltline and short windscreen hurt visibility to make the car feel small inside. Is useful. The leader controls are really simple to learn, but beyond the Cascada has issues. The recessed touchscreen requires leaning from your seat to succeed in it, along with the interface is dated but not streamlined. The many buttons around the center stack will not be logically organized and require adequate time to master. Entering, getting out. The high front seats for just a convertible really are a promising start for straightforward entry and exit. But there's a surprisingly high and wide step over. Overall, getting back in and in moderately tight parking spaces can be challenging. Accessing a corner seats is usually a real squeeze. Driving position. Longer-legged drivers might want a more steering wheel telescope, though the primary controls are usually in easy reach, plus the position is comfortable. But the driver sits small relative to your dash and beltline, which hurts visibility and feels claustrophobic. Roominess. The car feels small inside, especially using the low front windshield. It includes a feeling of closeness even with all the top down. Front passengers have sufficient space, but rear head and legroom is just too restrictive for some adults, along with the removable wind blocker renders a corner seat unusable. Visibility. With the highest up, rear visibility is impaired because with the small rear window. It's also difficult to tell where the top end or perhaps the corners on the car are. The small side mirrors, poor overall visibility and not enough blind spot monitoring complicate lane changes. Quality. We were disappointed to note many creaks and squeaks from round the cabin while driving, since our tester showed lower than 2,000 miles within the odometer. There's also a lot of hard plastic across the interior. The touch points are pretty much padded or covered in soft touch material. Utility. The Cascada offers a few of the utility of a compact car, but only as long since you're happy to forego while using the convertible top. Unfortunately, it lacks many in the clever storage solutions commonly present in newer vehicles. The manual trunk partition that allows the highest to work isn't convenient. Small item storage. The door pockets are designed to fit water bottles, as well as the car also offers a sort of phone cubby tray and standard cup holders. The center console box and glove box are relatively small. The Cascada straddles two segments, and to get a convertible the storage isn't bad, but for the small car it's lacking. Cargo space. There's a manually folding partition in the spine that must be set up to lower the most notable. With the most notable disabled, the 13.4 cubic foot trunk is average for the small car, although the back opening is small. With the partition constantly in place, the usable cargo space drops to about average for just a small convertible. Child safety seat accommodation. The rear outboard seats offer latch anchors, but access is tough because the top seats don't leave much space and also a tendency to go back in any other case held available. With the most notable up, situating children's seat would require some contortions, however it is possible. Technology. The Cascada's technology is notably outdated, which is a clunky navigation interface, poor smartphone integration and thrust voice controls. It also lacks most on the driver aids which might be common in cars at its cost point. Audio and navigation. Sound quality is okay for the premium vehicle but nothing at all. The navigation system has a number of features, but using them is definitely an exercise in patience. Voice commands is usually hit and miss, and utilizing the screen interface isn't a straightforward process. The system feels dated. Smartphone integration. The Cascada has Bluetooth but doesn't support Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. With just one USB port, charging and USB music choice is limited, and also the USB interface is poorly optimized. The stereo audio switches to USB whenever a device is plugged in, a small but persistent irritation. Driver aids. The Cascada has forward collision alert and a few very loud forward and rear proximity sensors, but no driver aids or active security features beyond that. There is often a rear view camera, but it is low on the ground and presents an uncomfortable and low-resolution view. At this price, we expect more. Voice control. The voice controls are certainly particular about phrasing and procedure that will make them for us to be effective through. There are spoken prompts, but no on-screen guide. In fact, the voice system prompts someone to check the manual for the full listing of commands. It's another system that feels outdated.
Yeah.